Yeah, so they really made sure that diamonds will stick in our head. So this film institute, you know, chairmans, they are like Sony and blah 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 blah. So it's not any grassroots whatever. So Alphabet Inc. Who is the owner of Alphabet Inc? Larry Page. So they don't say that Alphabet Inc. is owned by some other owner conglomerate. But, you know, now just the media. There is a really good site, webfx.com, and they list the 6 big in media. So when all media is owned by the big 6, just 6 companies, and they own, like, you know, there you have national amusements. So if you recognize any of these brands, then you know, oh, Nickelodeon, blah, 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 blah. You've been watching one of the big misleading media that market a Meghan Markle with her 3rd ring to you so that you go buy these things whenever you fall in love and want to show, instead of, you know, you could just find your own ways. Yeah, CB blah blah blah. If you then Disney, it's Pixar as well. You know, it's not just children's stuff. It's also, you know, movies and stuff. Marvel, comics, video games, GameStar. Then it's Time Warner. Again, here it's a lot of news. And then Mad, you know, the magazine and all. It's all owned by them. So what you see on their media always wants to sell you something. Politics or goods, their goods. Video games, print, investments, music, internet they have. Comcast, again, a lot of stuff, NBC that we recognize. You know, DreamWorks is on that one. The Universal, all of that, studios, blah, 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 blah. Then they have internet and some ventures. Yeah, whatever that is. Then we got News Corp, that's the Murdoch guy that's holding his face out for this Fox stuff. Print music they got as well. And then it's Sony. So we just heard that the chairman of this media thing that said that diamonds are a girl's best friend was formerly a Sony, head of Sony something. And then we got Sony this and that, music, internet, non-media, here it says. You know, Sony. So that's what they do. They put out their products on their media. So when you see all these conglomerates, so Alphabet Inc. nowadays is one of them as well. And then here by Fritz Springmeier, these should be the elite bloodlines. Here it says Rothschild, and in real they are called Bauer. And then there is the Medici, they have bought the papacy 2 times. So Bohlen, Krupp is one, Plantagenet always gets mentioned by Miles Mattis. So the Vasa I'm missing on here, the Jagiellon I'm missing, and the Radziwill I'm missing on here. The ones that are on here are like this Rothschild, Red Shield. So when Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Richard Milhouse, Nixon, Leslie Lynch King, George Walker Bush, Sir Winston Churchill, and 3 others have the same great-grandfather. And the daughter of Michael Jackson actually did not really cry when they were having that ceremony. She was really bad acting. And then also Ed Carini says she is a crisis actor. You can see on this page, he is wellaware.com, that he says, yeah, she played other characters, missing people or people that were out saying they have cancer. So the elite also works. This one is the Zuckerberg with his real family. And he's called Greenberg. For real. So in the Columbine shooting, he says this one is Britney Spears taking part in that media crisis. So when the elite own all the media, they just put out these things and we think they are all real. The shootings actually are drills, he says. So they just film it, put it out on their media that they own, and no one can sue them. Because the actors always come not with their name, but playing a role. So here he's wrong. Ed Carini says that John Lennon also was Steve Jobs, and he does his work by ear analysis. So when you look at these two ears, they are totally different. These are not the same people, if you ask me. Not this one is the young and this one is the older. I mean, it just cannot work. Sometimes he's wrong. The ears are similar. Okay, they are similar. But as we just saw, when these people are all related by their grand something father. So that one means that the elite has always intermarried. So then it can happen that people just look similar and of course play similarly big parts in world history. Right? So also this one, he says, are the same, and they aren't. They just haven't got the same ears. You can see here clearly they haven't got this. Ear analysis is much more secure because the ear does not change, and they don't operate on it too much and don't put too much plastics on it. They have similar ears, so again, they could be cousins, but they don't have the exact same face, the exact same teeth. So how could Katie Holmes pull it off, being that princess? They look similar. You see, I took all these pictures from Google because I wanted to know. So when I look at their ears, yes, they look similar. Like here you can really see those ears are similar somehow. But in other parts, they totally aren't. Like she would have to put a whole piece of plastic right here. And it could be possible. But they just are different people, so they cannot say that they are the same. So right here, he says that we come back to this red shield with a coin, the Rothschilds. That's what it's all about. He says at Carini that this guy, Kennedy, is the same like this guy, Carter. They have a similar earlobe. Yes, they have similar faces, noses. They could be cousins. But even with some operations, you can't get from one to the other. And if they are the same human being, as he says, it wouldn't change a single thing, because the things he kind of is right about. And he was the first to come out with the Kermit Roosevelt playing Hitler and playing Disney. So you really have to go and see his movie, Desilu Effect, it's called. So there is another cousin thing, maybe, you know, Keira Knightley and Winona Ryder. But Winona Ryder's ear is definitely sticking out, and Keira Knightley, even though having the same teeth and face and expression at times. So here with this queen and this actress, of course a actress having eyelashes and gone brows, and then this fabricated lip, she looks totally different than herself already. So what they do with a queen is the opposite. They never have a nail polish, you know, they have this kind of they do on queens. But if you ask me, even here he's mistaken. These are not the same people. But if you go and watch his stuff, then you will find out where he is correct. And he is correct, if you ask me, in the case of... I cannot move this anymore. Fuck. I moved it up into oblivion. Here it is. In the case of the Kennedy murder, because a lot of musicians of that time, you can compare by picture and then see them talk, like having lost a lot of weight, but now they talk as if though they are the sister of Oswald, Harvey Oswald, for example, this Marina and stuff. And also on the Columbine, he's totally right. And here he's right as well. So Elvis Presley was the man of Celine Dion, which actually, you know, is her father. So ear analysis proves this, and he's got pimples and stuff on the right spot, and also Elvis was a twin. So here he's totally right, and here you see, you know, why Celine Dion didn't look the way Elvis and her mother. There was just too much chin going on, so now she got too much chin. Yeah. Too much nice equals bad. So because they own all the media, here you can see that on the moon landing and on Apollo 17 they used the same back Scotch light, it is called, when they have a background line and then they just project a picture. That's how they do their productions, like going on to the moon. And if you ask yourself why this one is popping up all the time, this is about the maritime law that they created, because the elite is not stemming from like the Rothschilds or all these Roosevelts and stuff.